Hello everyone, welcome to the post-match analysis. Man United have just beaten Newcastle 3-2 in a thrilling game. Loads and loads of things to talk about. I want to get into individuals. I want to talk about as a collective as well. I want to talk about what's in future for the club. I want to talk about Erik ten Hag's speech. But we never make it easy, do we, Sam, first and foremost? Just towards the end of that game then, when it's 3-1, I'm sat there thinking, oh my God, this is so nice. We've actually won a game. We've played well. There's been so many nice individual performances. It's the last game at Old Trafford. And then Lewis Hall scores that goal from outside the box, which he did in the League Cup as well. And you sat there kind of thinking, oh God, no, God, no. Was you a nervous wreck like I was towards the end of that game?
Yeah, like, it happens so many times, doesn't it? Like, we go up to sometimes even 3 goals to the good, and you think, yeah, we're out of sight, and then we somehow always manage to make it hard on ourselves or even chuck it away, because how many times have we done that this season? Chuck 2-goal leads away. So I thought it might be an issue. I've just seen Tony Marshall come on the pitch as well, actually, and people are chanting and singing for him, which is nice. So
yeah, I've just seen that myself.
Sorry,
that's nice.
Distracted a bit, but yeah. But yeah, I was panicking a little bit towards the end, especially when it was like 90 plus 1 minutes when he scored. I'm like, this is enough time for him to score an equaliser here, and we are well good for it because we are always like this. But managed to see it out. Maybe could have scored a fourth right at the very end there with Højlund and Rashford, but a win to win, 3 points to 3 points, and it's good to sign off at Old Trafford with a win. So yeah, happy.
Well, I'd be interested to hear how everybody else feels about that, because it was a little bit nervy, wasn't it, towards the end. And also get your thoughts in for man of the match, just any kind of general comments you have, thoughts on Erik ten Hag's speech, etc., etc. Get it in the comments. Smash a like on the video if you're happy about the result as well, and hit that subscribe button. Before I get into it, individual Sam, again, much better performance collectively as well, wasn't it, rather than it seemed a lot more togetherness, didn't there?
Yeah, it's strange how we've been calling for changes, calling for Ten Hag to change stuff, change the system, change the way we play, like all this different stuff. And each time he makes a slight tweak or a slight change, we play better. It's bizarre, isn't it? Like the fact that we've been calling for it as fans, we have no experience in match analytics or coaching a team or even playing anywhere near a professional level. But even we can spot it. And then as soon as he's made the changes, it's made such a difference in terms of the way Ahmad was affecting the game, with linking up with Bruno, absolutely fantastic. Kobbie was pushed up because you had Amrabat sitting and being able to think. He was also excellent. Amrabat, I thought he had a really good game.
People will call me a crackhead for saying he played well and stuff.
All those comments who were like coming in for us, just like, watch the last 2 games and call me.
It's just purity, man. It's just better.
And he just plays so much better. We are still far too open on the transition. I think that needs fixing immediately. That's a serious problem. And then Onana, again, 2 really excellent saves to keep us in the game. And people say he's not a great goalkeeper, he shots them. He's pulling some good shots. So I think, overall, a very good performance. But there are still issues in that team that I think we definitely need to address this summer. Transitionally and quicker centre-backs. It was good to see Leach come back. I love the reception he got back. Hopefully he's back now for full fitness and he's good to go.
Fingers crossed.
And Bruno Fernandes, how much have we missed that guy, man? The people who want to sell him and who want to do this and stuff, like that guy was excellent today. Absolutely excellent.
Well, that's the exact next talking point I was going to bring up. Absolutely fantastic, man. He said after the game, I'll be here as long as the club still wants me and wants me to be a part of the future. He even got asked about, was that a captain's performance? He's like, there is no such thing as a captain's performance. This is a team. He is everything you want, man. He is honest fair. The slander he gets, I don't get sometimes. I understand that his petulance, and we've been annoyed with that before. We discussed it after the game. No one's perfect as a player. But what he brings, we saw in the last couple of games when he hasn't been fit and available, he's just a massive creative hole in the team. And I think it was 2 assists today. He got the one for Ahmad from the corner, didn't he? And then he got the one for Højlund's goal as well, the little nutmeg through the thing. On the ball, creative flair. He was just, it almost looked like, I don't know if you agree with this, it was nice to have the break off, the couple of games. He looked fresh, didn't he, on the pitch?
We've said, me, you, and Chivy have said several times, if only we had another number 10, that he would just rotate in and out. No, you don't have to be at every game, but every other game, just to give him some rest and some reflection and some refresh. And you can see him come back ready, fight. He's you know what? He's probably chomping at the bit and fucking annoyed that he's been dropped. But then the next performance is fantastic because he's like, I'm going to fucking show you then. And he comes on and plays a blinder. So I think that would be good for him if we had somebody we could rotate. Maybe a young kid in the academy, or maybe we could buy it up and come in like number 10 or something. Something like that, I think, would be really, really good for Bruno. But yeah, I know we say stats sometimes lie, but you look at this guy's stats, they don't fucking lie. The only guy who compares to him is Kevin De Bruyne. It's the only one who gets close, and everybody lauds Kevin De Bruyne as one of the best midfielders of generation. So I don't see why. I see the hate because of his personality. He's very abrasive. He's very whingy. He kicks off about stuff. But you look at, say, the likes of Paul Scholes, one of the best footballers of his generation, absolute phenomenal footballer, could not tackle for shit. Every time he was tackled, he would get booked. He'd kick, like, he could not tackle. Like I said, every player has a weakness. Every player has a side to them. Whereas Kevin De Bruyne, injury prone. Like, it's just all great players have a flaw. R9 Ronaldo, one of the best strikers of all time, just could not stay fit. Not stay fit. It's very rare where you get a player who's so excellent that they don't have a flaw with him. Messi and Ronaldo, it's probably it. There's not many players like that, so I think.
And the team that's been around him as well, the recruitment of players around him, it's a mixed bag in it. It's not like it's one seamless team who's all kind of knitted together perfectly. But he brings that, like, his presence almost brings that nucleus in the middle of the pitch where people could just, they're so much happier with him there and available, because you know when he picks up the ball that he's going to make that pass or they're going to make that run. He just makes everything tick. And I thought one thing you're seeing at the moment is his relationship with Ahmad kind of developing. Them two together, the combinations, are so comfortable in possession. And Ahmad in general as well was really good, wasn't he? Like his performance. I'm sat there like just absolutely.
I told you.
Not even just that. I'm happy because he should be getting more. We've been saying it for ages. Like, we don't need to go back through it, but he was fucking good today, wasn't he? And his goal was good.
Excellent. The guy, I said it last game. His ball retention, his
insane.
His foot. What's the word? Footwork. Sorry, that's the word. Footwork is just ridiculous. He's quick. He's strong. He's deceptively strong for a small guy. He's very, very strong. He's shoved off players like Dan Burn and stuff like that. He's very, very good. And he's finishing. That finish from the corner, the cut back line, it comes back out to him was so good. And I had an argument with somebody on Twitter on our account. I was like, why has this guy been sat on this bench for all this time? And he went, actually, he's only been fit since February. And I went back and checked. It was January 28th. I was like, all right, he's been fit since January 28th. Well, that's 3 days he went from February. And for fuck's sake. Right, fine. He's fit from February 1st then.
Yeah.
He's sat on the bench since February 1st. And we've only seen him. When was he start? Like, first start?
First start was in the last game, wasn't it? In 900 days, I think.
That's what I'm saying.
His first start.
Do you know what I mean?
Crazy.
And he scored an important goal against Liverpool in the FA Cup, and he's still not had a start since then. Like, this kid's been sat there waiting, and we've wasted an entire season and a half on Anthony, who's been next to piss poor. And this kid's been sat there, and he's able to do this. Like, it's just bizarre to me. It's really bizarre. And I think he's now put his name nailed on for that FA Cup final. Has to start.
Oh, for sure.
Like, he has to start. I don't care what you say. I don't care if Anthony's the better cutting back. I don't care if Garnacho and Rashford. I don't care. Ahmad has to start this game. Like, he has to start the FA Cup final because I thought he was excellent. Well taken goal. Like I said, touches, combinations with Bruno. He's always looking for the pass as well. Like, if he's in this position where he can score, he will. But he's always looking for the pass or to feed a teammate. And I think that's an excellent quality when you're a winger or you're playing out wide because Garnacho doesn't have that quality. Rashford doesn't have that quality. Anthony doesn't have that quality. Sancho does have that quality.
Different type of player.
He fell out. For sure. Sancho fell out with the manager, so we don't have him. Yeah. So I think, he's excellent. And I'm so happy for him, man, because he's deserved. He's waited his fucking turn. Let's be honest. Forson got ahead of him. Anthony got ahead of him. Bruno, Mount, Garnacho. Everybody's played ahead of him, and he's took his moment. And for 2 games in a row now, he's arguably been man in the match, hasn't he? So
yeah, he's definitely been a contender. I just love how elusive he is when he gets it. He can happily go down the line. He's not a one-way direct player like Anthony is, because you know what he's going to do. Yeah. He can drop into side. He can swap, rotate with players. I think him and Bruno Fernandes, there was something there in that relationship between them, because they was linking up really, really well. And he's comfortable in a lot of the parts of the pitch and grasps off the ball, which was one of the kind of criticisms that was thrown at him. He works hard off the ball, which is what Ten Hag wants in his wingers. And yeah, for sure should start the next game. Moving on to kind of the defensive backline, Casemiro has been slated for the past couple of games. And look, he's been
rightfully
dreadful.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. The past couple of games, he was awful. I actually thought he was all right. I know he lunged in a couple of times, and there was a couple of situations you're like, ugh, which is always going to happen at centre back. But him, Amrabat were much better. Amrabat was good anyway, but them two, I thought it was a bit more security with them two. I don't know if it was a bit more playing time together, but yeah, we needed them to at least have a good performance, because when they put in one mistake, like you saw against Arsenal, didn't step up, they killed us, scored a goal, Crystal Palace, mistakes, Sheffield United, and so on and so on. They were better today, weren't they?
Yeah, like I want to touch on Amrabat separately, but I'll take Casemiro first. Casemiro, there was several important stuff he did, like the clearance off the line, very important, like to stop that. I thought defensively was better. Like you said, there was a couple of things. There was that challenge right at the end where he unnecessarily gets booking.
And the penalty that he nearly gives away as well.
Yeah, exactly. With Gordon.
You're like, oh, God, Jesus.
But it's Amrabat who actually was the tackle, wasn't it, in the end? Yeah. So, I think it was a good sort of... I think he pulled out of it as it was going in. So I think,
I'm on about I forgot about that as well. There was almost a penalty where he's like on his Achilles when it was Amrabat and Casemiro tackles, but I'm on about the penalty nearly gives away as well when Gordon skips past him.
Oh yeah.
And he kind of dives in a little bit and then stops. Yeah, and I'm like, oh God, no. But apart from that,
I think really a lot better. I still don't want him playing at centre back. I don't.
I don't. No.
But hopefully with Leach getting 10 minutes towards the end, hopefully that he gets like say 15-20 against Brighton and he starts the FA Cup final. Hopefully that's the way it's going to go.
Absolutely.
But Amrabat, man, I wish this guy was playing for the whole time. Where's this been?
Him and Ahmad have both been like underutilised in that sense.
Amrabat, like we were waxing lyrical when he was coming in and we were getting shit from Liverpool fans going, he's a fucking dusty player. Well, why were you in for him then? Why were you looking at him as well if he's that bad? And you ended up getting Endo, so like let's not. And then other people said, I can't believe you saying he's man of the match when you put that shot up. And I'm just like, watch his game, man. Watch how much better he is than any person we put in that sixth position. No. Ericsson, fucking terrible in that position. Good in other things. He's got excellent qualities, but he's a fucking terrible number 6. Casemiro is 50-50 at this point in games.
Yeah,
could be good, could be bad. Amrabat, and I think there's a couple of loose touches and stuff, but I think that's just due to rustiness and lack of game time. He hasn't played enough to get that sharpness and that thing, and now we're like 2 games out from every game at the end of the season, so he's probably not going to get that at this point. But I think he has been excellent for the last 2 games, and he's exactly what we're missing. And if we aren't going to sign him, which we probably won't because he hasn't shown enough,
too little, too late, innit?
But that profile of player, we need a number 6 this summer, like somebody of that sort of
a little bit more mobile, but as good.
His skills, the skill set he has, breaking up play, tackles, getting a foot in, tactical fouls, good passing range as well. He's got decent passing range on him. I think that's what we need so badly. Because if we're going to move Casemiro on to Saudi, Amrabat goes back, that leaves us extremely short. So we need to go and make sure we nail that position this summer. But really impressed with Amrabat. I really like it. I'm so glad that the stuff we've been talking about and it's not been seen and people have been giving a shit, now it's coming to the fruition. It's a little bit too late, like you say, but at least it's finally there. But I want to shout out Amrabat as well because I thought he's been excellent.
In that sense as well, it's almost not his fault. Like when he has played in previous games, he's been like, oh, not sure. Like maybe.
Well, he played at left back, didn't he, for 3 games?
Yeah, and he didn't really have a pre-season either, so there was a lot of things around it. But I want to go to the comment section because there's quite a few. Dino Lewis saying buzzing, fair play. Ahmad Bruno was fire. Richie Club Sports says playing for the futures under Ineos, and it showed Ahmad man of the match. Callum Huddleston saying United. Dino saying Bruno man of the match. He played with a lot more control within himself, it seemed. Ahmad should be miles ahead of Antony. Hopefully he'll kick on next year. By that I mean he stays. We'll talk about the future very shortly. Munzi Talk says defence is the main problem. Absolutely. Good to see Hoyland score after taking so much stick. Hoyland's next on the agenda, don't worry about that. Ashley Dallow saying I watched from the 53rd minute. Man United was good. Amrabat, if given a chance, could be very important for us, but unfortunately he's leaving. Well, more respect to the name, our Portuguese Magnifico. And Brian Casey's been a member for 12 months. What a fucking legend.
Yes, Brian. Yes, Brian.
Massive congrats on hitting 5k subs. Well deserved. Thank you very much, brother. If you do want to hit that subscribe button and help us get to 10k, that would also be absolutely amazing. And if you want to become a Real Red Ultra member, we've got a video dropping on 5 defenders you can replace Rafael Varane, and it's like in-depth scouting, analytical, all that kind of jazz. So yeah, make sure you click the link in the description or the join button next to the notification bell. And Nathan McCullen says, for weeks we've been screaming for Ahmad. Ten Hag needs to go. His stubbornness is never going to get us anywhere. Well, you're entitled to your opinion. We're trying to stay positive at the minute because
we've won a game, for fuck's sake. Yeah, we've not won a game. Let's just enjoy it, for fuck's sake.
And we wouldn't have won that game if Rasmus Højlund didn't get his goal. Obviously, he's come under a little bit of criticism. Ten Hag being asked questions in the press conference about, 1 goal in 10, what's up with him, people discussing him on other podcasts as well about certain service, and maybe he can do a little bit more, which I do agree with as well. But how would you assess his first season at United?
I think we all said at the beginning of the season, if he can get 10 to 12 goals in the league, then it's been a decent season. He's on 9 goals, and he's still got another game to go.
I think 15 in all comps as well, I think, or 16
so,
in all comps,
as is not bad. Like, it's not a bad return. Obviously, it could be better, but he's the only striker we have. The only striker we have. And he came... how many games did he miss at the beginning? But like his back injury, I can't remember how many games he missed.
A couple. He missed a good couple anyway.
So he's not been. He's probably took him a while to get up to speed. And again, I think I am fully behind Højlund as a player. I think he's a fantastic player, and he just doesn't get the service. And you saw there, he had service, he had space, and he had time, and he put it in the back of the net within 120 seconds of coming on.
Well, similar to his goal, who was it against? Now was it Villa on his right foot?
Yeah,
or was it West Ham? Might have been West Ham actually. Like on the edge of the box, exact same.
But you saw in the Arsenal game, anytime he got the ball, he had 3 Arsenal defenders around him, just hassling him. He just had no time, and then he had the one opportunity where he slipped, and it's just unfortunate. Sometimes players slip, it's unfortunate. But we've seen him in the Champions League. He gets chances, he puts it in the back of the net. He went on that goal scoring run. Every chance he got, he put it back in the net. I just think he's let down by poor service from the likes of Garnacho, Rashford, Anthony. When you've got players like Bruno and players like Ahmad, especially on the pitch, they will provide that service, and it's a bit more team-based rather than individual-based like Garnacho is. He's an individual-based player. Like he thinks he has to take it on himself and do it. Rashford's the same way. Anthony's the same way. And I think Ahmad's more about the team unit. Bruno, about the team. You saw in his comments after. I think Højlund is the same. If you feed him, he will score. And I think it was an excellently taken goal. And I think he gets far too much stick for the amount of shit he's putting up with at the minute. So hopefully we get another striker in the summer. Again, another position we need to desperately sort out. That can take the pressure off him. B, if it's a more experienced striker, like I hope it is, that he's able to learn from him and takes gain from that. Can we hire Robin van Persie as a striking coach? Can we do that? That would be excellent.
It'd be all right for Højlund. But there was a lot of talk about that on Neville's podcast, saying like our ex-players allowed to go in and speak to him.
Rooney.
And Rooney was like, I'm always there.
Yeah, he said Rooney.
I don't want to go in. Yeah,
if
can you imagine Rasmus?
Yeah, if I was Højlund and I knew Rooney was in the building, I'd go for fucking find him.
Yeah, you want to pick his brain, wouldn't you? At least like United's top goal scorer.
Can you come to the training ground, to the pitch, and just let me know what it like?
Absolutely.
But yeah, I think he gets far too much stick, and I hope that he keeps scoring, and next season he gets some support and he gets some backing because I think he deserves it. And I think 9 goals, not the best, but okay return for
the circumstances given. The first season, no other striker
no.
I don't think it's a bad return.
No.
Obviously, he's got things to work on. He's a young striker. He needs that experienced head, that figurehead in front of him. All these other young ones that have come in, they've always had the older ones who have won things next to him. Højlund's got no one to look at really as that kind of mentor. I just think when you look at the collective as well, of the goal scorers, Ahmad is, I believe, like 20 or 21.
Yeah.
Kobbie Mainoo, 19. Rasmus Højlund, 21.
Yep.
So in actual fact,
19.
Garnacho 19 in the line as well. You've actually Dallow's relative. I know he's like 24, something like that. Like you've got players to work with there. You just need to bring in the right experienced ones around him. Hopefully, a couple of them can stay fit, like the Sandro. Onana seems to be, getting to that point where it's like a little bit more reliable at least after his first season.
Do you see him rollicking Casemiro in that first couple of minutes with that header inside the thing, and he absolutely bollocked him? It's like. That is extreme confidence. That if you're as a goalkeeper, your first season at United, you're bollocking Casemiro, a 4-time Champions League.
Maguire in pre-season.
But this Casemiro though, like a 4-time Champions League winner. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like
That's what I mean.
that's extreme confidence, and I like that.
Yeah.
And he seems to be. He has done some mistakes this season, but I think that performance, Onana, some really important saves he made today. Really important saves. I think his distribution still needs to be worked on. I still think there's some things that he could work on.
I didn't think it was too bad today. I thought it was all right.
There was a few passes where I was like, oh, fuck's sake, man. But like, he can improve that. It's easily improved. Like, it's really easy to improve. But I think, Onana was really, really good as well today, despite us conceding 2 goals. Yeah,
so for the young players, it looks bright, of course. We've got plenty of young talents to work with there. We need to bring in and recruit the right ones. But, I mean, there's plenty of time in the summer to talk about that. In terms of players leaving, Martial spotted on the pitch, Rafael Varane taking a selfie with the Stretford end, which I absolutely love. Just any kind of dwelling thoughts on them as they leave Old Trafford?
Varane probably got him too late, didn't we? I know Fergie wanted him and Vidic. Was it? Was that the pairing he wanted to do?
I can't remember at the time. I don't know.
Fergie, when he was at, where was he at? Lens. Was that where Varane was?
Varane was at Lens. Yeah.
So that's Fergie wanted him originally. That was one of the players he wanted, and obviously he went to Madrid. So I think we just got him too late. Injury prone, but when he was fit and he was playing, probably our best defender, I think, by a long margin. Until Leacher came in. But yeah, it's just a shame, man. We seem to get so many really good players just at the end of their primes where they're just full of injuries. Like Schweinsteiger, Varane, Falcao, Cavani. Like, it's just Ibrahimovic. Like, it's just a shame, man, because in their prime, absolutely fantastic players. We just seem to got them too late. But I wish him all the best. And he's always welcome at Old Trafford. Like you say, once a red, always a red. Varane, yeah. I'm glad we had him for the time we had him. I just wish it was under circumstances where he could have won some major trophies and could have stayed a bit more fit.
Well, it's one of the reasons why I actually wore the shirt before we came on, because I'm trying to embrace that in it. I've got Lissandro on the back of this one, but them two together, Varane and Leacher last season, when they was fit, like one of the best partnerships in the league, and obviously the most clean sheets as well. De Gea won the Golden Glove, didn't he? But it was predominantly because of the back line was in front of him, and Ten Hag's kind of been neglected of that this season, hasn't he? Which is why we've seen all the problems.
Best pairing post Fergie, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Like, I can't think of anything any better. Like, Martial as well. I know we've mocked him for a long time, and I know we've took the piss and all that sort of stuff, and I know Chivy's very upset somewhere in a corner crying because Martial's finally going. He's gonna have to close down the York branch of the Martial fan club.
Yeah,
his president turning his president badge. But I think the promise that he had was fucking stunning. Like, that goal against Liverpool on his debut was something special. And then he had that season during COVID with Rashford, and you thought, is he putting the pieces together? Is he staying injury free? Is he staying fit? It just hasn't happened, has it? Like, he's been here for 9 years and he's never been able to fully put it together.
He's had good moments though, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's had moments. Extremely talented, but his body's let him down so many times. And then he's been pushed out a couple of times with Cavani, with Ronaldo, Ibrahimovic. So it's just never happened for him. And I wish him the best. I hope he continues his career somewhere else and he's successful. But yeah, it's just never happened at United, which is a shame, man. It really is a shame, because he had all the promise in the world, but just never came together.
Yeah, we always wish him the best anyway, two of the French lads. I mean, again, just to go back as well, Neil Custard put something out yesterday about Wan-Bissaka.
For fuck's sake.
With his shirt, that he had a leaving shirt, and he's like, this guy, like, how can you be a journalist and say so many things that are just absolute nonsense? I'm not saying he won't leave in the summer, but just coming up with stuff like that, it's bizarre to me. I don't know. I don't get him as a guy.
Him and Lucas, can they just fuck off?
Twats,
just generally fuck off.
And people like them get let in the fucking press conferences all the time.
I know.
Asking questions. These negative bastards who are just never like
they don't ask They don't ask real questions either. They just ask bollocks questions. It's nothing tactical. Nothing about it. Yeah, we'll
get us in. We'll ask some decent questions, insightful.
The Muppeteers.
I was going to read that out.
You're going to read? Yeah.
No, go for it.
Ahmad Anthony. So Ahmad tonight, 82 minutes, 1 goal, 1 assist, 2.2 goals contributions per 90. Anthony, all season, 1,324 minutes, 1 goal, 1 assist, 0.14 goals contributions per 90.
Madness, isn't it?
Says it all. Says it all, man. Says it all.
Yeah. And you would think with Anthony's attitude, he's bagging fucking double figures every season. But
By the
anyway,
way, you see that video when he was forced to go left back against Arsenal?
Yeah, and he's like,
and he's kicking off. Shut the fuck up and just go back there and do your fucking job. Jesus Christ.
Hoyland's just put on Instagram with it. Obviously, there's a picture of him like shushing the finger.
I love that.
Just making sure the number on my back was visible.
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
I think it's because people are not feeding him, so people don't see.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. What knows? But I didn't really get that at first. Lastly, just to end on this, because obviously Erik ten Hag did that decent speech towards the end, speaking to the fans, which give us a little bit of PTSD from last season. Not gonna lie, when he's talking about Wembley and bringing the cup home. And look, it might be different this time. We don't know for a fact that we're going to lose. It's going to be very difficult, of course. But he said, "You're the best supporters in the world. Thank you for your support. I promise you that those players will give everything to get the cup and bring it back to Old Trafford." But the question is, will that be enough to convince the people above and the fans alike that he's the man going forward into this Ineos era?
Jamie Jackson had a report today saying it's 50-50.
Yeah.
Over the next 2 weeks, I don't know whether I believe that or not. I don't think anybody knows, and I think anybody who claims to is speculating and they're a liar. So I think, from what I've seen, like people who would be in the know, like the likes of Gary Neville and people like that, and the way Ten Hag has spoken in certain interviews, it makes me think he's staying, in my opinion, regardless of what happens in it. Unless we get unless it's an annihilation in the FA Cup final, then things might swing. But I think they're not going to base it on a couple of games. I think they're going to sit down with him after the FA Cup final, speak about plans, things to speak about. I hope they ask him certain questions, why he's made certain selections, why he's done certain things this season that are baffling to me. But hopefully he can explain them to the owners and try and make sense of why he had to do certain things and assure them for the future. It's like, if I get X player or I get X profile of player, I can do this and I can improve on this, blah, blah, blah. Hopefully that's the case. And if he's got a year left on his deal, I don't see why he wouldn't. Bayern are trying to convince Tuchel to stay now as well, which could be a fight that you don't want to have.
Manager market's all over the gaffer.
Yeah, so I just think give him 6 months, see if it improves, get correct play. Don't buy players for the manager, buy players for what you're trying to build at Manchester United. Get rid of a bunch of players that hopefully are going to go and restart it. And if you can see green shoots of progress in those 6 months, cool. I think he's got an automatic +1 on his extension deal. So if you start seeing that, you can activate that. If not, end of the season, let him go. It doesn't cost you any money, and you can go and find your new man. And there might be a new manager, or there might be somebody who's had a very good season, like a De Zerbi or someone like that, and you think, yeah, let's go get them. So I think he's going to stay, in my personal opinion. But what do you think? Do you think he's staying, or do you think he's gone?
It's weird because actually I really like him as a guy. I think his intentions are true. I've liked certain things I've seen from him. I think he's weathered a lot of fucking shitstorms at United, in fairness to him. I think tactically he's got some things mad sometimes in some of the games.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Some of the decisions he's made. Obviously, he kind of got left with the recruitment, didn't he? And had to go by his own players. He didn't trust John Murtaugh. I get both sides of it. I would understand if Ineos went with someone different because they want their guy and they want a certain structure and style. That's fine. But I also get it if they want to stick with him. You know, if they're looking at it long term, the players that he's worked with, the young players, get the right people in around in the right structure and see what he can do. I'm open either way, to be honest with you.
I've got
I'm in that sense, I'm kind of sitting on the fence.
There's an image I'm going to put on screen now, and it's quite melancholy, quite sad, but yeah, have a look at that.
Let me get the thing up. 2 seconds. Oh, is that Rafa?
Yeah.
Oh, bless him, man. Did you watch the video?
No, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it after this.
The video that he put out about his kids growing up here, and he always wanted to play for United and and obviously give us a memory at Wembley as well when we won the Carabao Cup. Yeah. So at least he's won a trophy. At least you can say that, which a lot of players can't say when they move to a club. That's a good point. He might even be fit. He might even be playing in the FA Cup final. Who knows? Yeah. If him and Alessandro can start, and Shaw, do you know what I mean? It's like we're getting the band back together for the last fucking game.
Ahmad, Bruno, Shaw, Leacher, Varane.
Yeah, absolutely. It is important, just before we go though, to add a little bit of perspective on it. Look, we're still 8th in the table.
Yeah.
We're level on points with Newcastle on 57. Chelsea won today, which isn't great. They beat Brighton, so they're on 60 points. It looks like they're in the kind of pushing towards Europe, the Europa League spot, so what have you. They've won 4 of the last 5. Chelsea, they're flying.
Really?
Like their form is just completely upturned. So it looks like the only kind of hope is the FA Cup, because obviously I think you get into the Europa League, don't you, if you win it, and you have a trophy as well. So they're kind of banking everything on that game, and you might just save yourself if you win that. But it's a big ask. City are flying at the minute, and even with Spurs causing problems last night, they still managed to win the game and get it over the line, and it looks like they're about to win the Premier League as well. So yeah, just only a couple games to go now. Brighton away, which we haven't had good memories at before, but hopefully we go and win that just to end for the away fans as well. And then the FA Cup final is obviously the big one. And then we've got a huge summer with Ineos as well. So unless you have anything else to say, Sam, please do hit that subscribe button, people. Smash a like on the video as well. And do you want to leave us with any final words?
Yeah, just subscribe to the channel, check out Nick's pros and cons and the membership video and all that stuff, and then there's some new shows and all that sort of stuff that are always out, so please come check it out. Help us push to 10k. We've hit the 5k thanks to you lovely people, and we appreciate it. People like Brian, people like Hashley Dallo, Rich Clubsworth, Dino, Callum, who are, like, there's so many people I can't remember off the top of heads. It's Sam, all those guys. I appreciate you more than you know. The people who've been on as well, Jay Motti, Muppeteers, Alice, Laurie Whitwell, Kieran Maguire, Jonathan Schrager right at the very beginning as well. So yeah, we appreciate it, man. It's so nice to see it build and grow. But also, man, really sad to see Varane leave, man. I'm just, that picture, I keep looking at it. It's really sad, isn't it? I don't attach a lot of sentimentality to football, but like people like Varane, people like Ander Herrera and stuff like that, when they go, they get it. They understand. But yeah, it's a shame. But hopefully he can win a trophy with us on May 25th. It'd be nice. And also, it's my birthday, so United actually fucking won a game for my birthday. They listened and finally did something. So I thought I was going to come sit here on my birthday depressed because Newcastle fucking beat us.
I know.
But, timing. Fucking good result there. So yeah, let's end on that. It's a positive note. Cheers. There must have been something in the air. Happy birthday to Sam, and let's go fucking smash them other Mancunians in the final in the FA Cup. Let's see what happened. My mic has just fell off as I was saying that. So clearly way too excited. Anyway, take it easy, everyone. Bunch of legends. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
We want Blaze House and we want Blaze House. We want Blaze House and we